Hey, what is up guys? T-Daisy back with another World of Tanks video review. This time we're going to be going over France's Tier 10 medium tank, the Batchat 25 ton. Now the Batchat is really a great auto-loading cannon tank and really one of the best auto-loaders on the battlefield that you'll find at the Tier 10 level. It is a very mobile medium tank with lots of firepower and very good flex capability as well as sniping capability with its APCR standard rounds. Now, really just from a personal standpoint, just before I go over this tank, it's really one of my favorite tanks now at the tier 10 level, in line with maybe, let's say, the STB or possibly even the FV183, just for the troll factor there. The Batchat is a very hard tank to master because it is an autoloader, but coming from the 1390 and Lorraine, you guys will hopefully have a feel at the start of really how to play this tank. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so this tier 10 Batchat medium tank is really the peak of, obviously, the French tanks, in my opinion. It used to be a tier 9 before, physics and all the new HD textures and all that good stuff got introduced to the game. But now since it's tier 10, it's really a viable tank both for clan wars and pub play, and also strongholds if you guys are into that and whatnot. So what I really want to go over first is its amazing 105mm autoloading cannon. Now, as sacrificed from the tier 10, or actually tier 8 gun that you get on the Lorraine, the SA-47, which is also equipped on, the 5100 at tier 8, it really is such a good step up. When I say sacrificed, it really just takes away one shell from the actual canister, and that's really the only sacrifice you're having. The same inner clip reload time is the same at 2.73 seconds. It has a complete time loading of 40 seconds, but with BIA, and even if you want to run a consumable or events, it can get down to around 37. The penetration, on the other hand, with the APCR standard rounds is very good. It's 259 with standard APCR, which I'll get into later in the gameplay of how that really helps out for the sniping factor in this Batchat when you're pulling back and supporting at range. The average damage with both heat and APCR is 390 alpha, which is a step up from 300. And dispersion is a bit more lacking than the 100 stock cannon that you get here at 0.38. Now its aim time is the same at 2.7, but with avert stab or GLD, you guys can get that down to probably around like 2.3 with other crew skills and such. So that's pretty much it for the gun, and in the gameplay you'll see that it dishes out damage just at retarded amounts, and it's such a troll factor tank, especially when circling people and auto aiming, because its pen with the APCR is very, very high. So in terms to line it up with the 50B, I guess we'll do that. It's really a bit more different of a cannon because the 50B is more of like a 57 heavy, but I guess I'll just show that really quick in terms of the two French tier 10s that are most played on the server. So you can see here that the 120mm only has 10 more alpha at 400, and it only has 4 shells. So it's really a big trade-off. However, the clip loading time is only 30 seconds. And then the pen is a little bit lower, but it does have APCR for the gold rounds. So the one thing about the Batchat that I never really recommend in terms of gold rounds is the heat rounds, because the heat rounds, even in clan wars and such, aren't really reliable because they have lower shell travel time. It takes longer for it to get to the target. Also, the mechanics on heat are just not good for medium tanks, especially if you have an auto-loading gun. You want to dish out that damage to your advantage and hopefully pen every shot, not have it absorbed into spaced armor or a gun mantlet and such. So that's really it for the gun. Next we'll go over the actual mobility of the tank and pretty much go over its engine and other soft stats. Okay, so the Batchat does have a lower hit point pool and relatively little to no armor. You can get some troll bounces if you're like reversing off a cliff or something and they get an auto bounce on your upper plate, but that's about it. It does have these shoulder plates that have a bit of spaced armor, but obviously nothing to really absorb any damage from enemy tier 10s. In terms of top speed, the Batchat is really the best scout role at the tier 10 level, with its good view range and relocation ability and 65 km/h top speed with a 42 traverse speed. The really good part about the Batchat is it has a great engine at 720 horsepower and a low fire chance at 10 So you're really going to be zipping around, being able to traverse, and hopefully, make a few tanks whiff at you with their big cannons at range. But the only sacrifice for that is obviously going to be hull armor, turret armor, and hit points. The hit points is 1800, and the hull armor is 60 in the front, 40 in the back, 30 in the rear, and the oscillating turret does say 50 in the front, but these gun wrappings here and the actual ring of the turret is pretty much 10 millimeters if you look at Tank Viewer. So the rate of fire, the equivalence without taking into account the interclip reload and everything, is 5.89 rounds per minute. So you are going to be dishing out a lot of damage in bursts and then reloading for around 30 to 40 seconds. The turret traverse speed is actually a bit lacking, in my opinion, in terms of like other tanks like the 140 or the 430. It doesn't have that much of a difference, but it's definitely noticeable when you're circling tanks. But the dispersion is obviously up there with the turret traverse speed. So circling tanks in the Batchat is very fun, but at the same time you still have to aim or hopefully put on auto aim and hit the whole of tanks with your APCR. So that's 38 degrees per second. Now the view range and signal range is standard for tier 10 mediums, tier 10s in general, but you can get that up with coated optics or binocs. So my view range base is 400 and the actual view range is 449 because I have vents and I don't have any crew skills for view range at this point. So the signal range, like I said, standard for tier 10 is 750, and that really doesn't make much of a difference because no maps are beyond that. Other things to go over, next we'll do, I guess, the pretty much gameplay talk. We'll have some consumables, loadouts, and commander skills with the gunner and driver too, and then we'll hopefully just recap the tech tree before we go into some gameplay. Alright, so one thing I wanted to state about the tech tree on the Batchat is that it keeps the 3 crew members. This is really important when retraining because before we go over crew skills, it's really fun. Because the one thing that I found on the Batchat is that its crew members, if one dies, it's really a detriment to the tank. So what a lot of people like to do is they like to run 2 med kits, but I'll get into the loadouts and how I don't like to do that. Even though it has a 10% chance of fire, I really just prefer to run the fire extinguisher because I have been lit on fire a couple times in this tank. But I really just wanted to state that pretty much, I think it's all the way from the 12T, it holds 3 crew members, pretty much the whole line, I believe. Oh, ELCs too. So that's another thing that's good when grinding up the Batchat line. If we check out these auto loading tanks, once it gets an auto loader, it's only 3 crew members. So with that, it's good for crew training. Even in the Lorraine, it's 3 crew members, even though it's a huge ass tank. But it's just really a good thing to have for a line. So the crew skills are as follows. I really don't like having the view range perks on here. I mean, I would obviously like to get them, but I don't like having them as priority because this tank has good enough view range with coated optics and spotting capability because it is fast enough. You can really get into there and get out quickly. So what I did first was I went with camo and then I retrained for the following. I have clutch braking on the driver. I'm probably going to get smooth ride next, possibly off-road driving depending on what it is. Probably smooth ride. The reason why I don't have smooth ride first is because I don't like to really shoot on the move as much in this tank because it's an autoloader, and I really think that with the autoloaders you should, maximize every single shot and take your time with them. Even though it has 5 shots, it's really just at the tier 10 level I like to pen every shot and make my time with them. So that's why I got clutch braking, because clutch braking is good for traversing and running away back into cover, stuff like that. And then obviously 6th Sense on the commander. And then what I did for the loader, or gunner rather, is I got Deadeye, because it is an autoloader. You can do a lot more module damage with Deadeye, and it really comes into play there. So next is obviously I retrained back for camo, and then I just got repairs, because if you do get tracked in this tank when you're reloading, you're really going to die quickly, and it's going to be very painful. So repairs is not a must on medium tanks, but for a Batchat, when you're reloading, trying to run away, it probably is a good idea to get that. In terms of loadouts and ammo count, I like to run 2 clips of heat. A lot of people say just 1, but I do run 2 just because late game, the heat it's not the best type of round like I explained before, but it's obviously something that if you're brawling it out late game or you do need to get behind tanks and pen every shot, it's very good for that. In terms of actual shell counts, the Batchat doesn't hold that many rounds. It only holds 30 rounds. So I've actually run out of rounds, I think twice already, in probably like the 20 games I've played in this tank. So 20 AP, 10 heat, and in terms of consumables, I just do small repair kit, small first aid kit, and automatic fire extinguisher. I may eventually change it out for strong coffee and clan wars and stuff like that, but for now, we're just gonna keep it as a fire extinguisher. What else? What else? So we have, I have an EGLD because I obviously could run a vert stab on it, but like I said, I do a lot more sniping in this tank. I do not like um, pretty much charging at enemies and circling them and shooting them in the butt. You don't really need a vert stab for that. And like I said before, I don't like to shoot on the move as much in this tank. I like to make sure I get up to the sides of tanks and shoot them to do the most damage I can before I have to run away and clip. So that's why I have a GLD, more for sniping, because it helps more than the vert stab, especially if people are trying to back in and out of cover at range. It's really, really going to help that. Obviously, you have coated optics, which is pretty much a must on this tank. Very, very good for that and outspotting enemies, especially late game. And then I just have vents for the reload and overall better mechanics for this tank. So that's pretty much it for the stats and loadouts and whatever you want to call it. But now we are just really going to briefly talk about the gameplay. The gameplay follows sort of like a Lorraine, but you're going to do a lot more scouting, and you can early in the game go up to the front lines if you really want to, and you can scout out the enemies, run back behind your heavy tanks, and then snipe. And then late game follows the same thing as the Lorraine, how you get the sloppy seconds, come in behind tanks, push enemies out of the way for your heavy tanks, and really get some flank shots as best as you can. The Batchat will dish out a lot more damage than the Lorraine because it does have higher alpha. It does have a, not as, I think it's probably around the same clip time, but the fact that you're way faster and smaller and able to zip in and out of places, you can get a lot better shots and angles at enemies. So next we're going to go into a game, do an on-the-fly game, and then I will hopefully have a replay for you guys, so stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my graphics settings down a little bit, just to hopefully get a little bit more FPS for you guys here. And then we will jump into game and see how this thing performs in an on-the-fly game. Let's do it. The Batchat is very... I don't want to say it's map specific, but I was just about to say on maps like this in Steppes, and I was going to say Malinovka maps pretty much. It definitely excels. It's okay in city maps as long as you have enemies, occupied by your friendlies. But on maps like this, the Batchat can carry pretty easily late game, but on city maps, not as much. So I'm going to go ahead and do the early game spotting run, which they don't even have a Batchat. They have a Bulldog who's going to reload before me, but he doesn't have any alpha to kill me, so I'm really just going to YOLO into the eastern part of the map, come back, and try snipe. And my reload is 38.31 without BIA, so with BIA you'll probably get down to around like a little bit over 37 seconds. And if you're on a consumable, that's a whole different story. That's like 35 seconds. So here we go, getting into the open. They're probably going to spot me once I get over this ridge up here, but spotting the enemy team is definitely the most important early game strategy on this map. On IS-7, T-28, STP. Early spotting runs obviously get me spotted. They are whiffing. Almost tracked myself there. But definitely, like I said, just scouting out where they are at the beginning is the most important thing to do on this map, because you do want to see where they're going. There's that clutch braking for you. Definitely upgraded that traverse speed. I was a 113 down there. Okay, that's different. So here's the part where I'm going to get the hell out of dodge, because I don't want to get shot and lose HP, as already is firing on that IS-7. There's a T-54 and 113 down there, as well as a STB. So I'm actually going to move up and hopefully get shots at this IS-7 if he YOLOs into us. T-69 friend here. don't have the gun depression, so I'm going to go ahead and back off him. Try and get some gun elevation here and see if I can shoot this guy. However, there's a T-28 on the open. And here you'll see the APCR rounds really coming into effect. However, I did miss that shot. We'll take shots as T-69. If we can get him. Another bad RNG roll. Alright, gonna flip him out. Looks like there's a bulldog out in the open. Take some damage there. I did not trade damage while there, but you can definitely see that I'm clipping now, so I gotta get the hell out of this side of the map. Our team has fallen on this ridge, so I really need to run. That's another thing about the Batchat, is it's good at relocating, especially, like, they were only 2 blocks over on the map, and I'm gonna be able to get the hell all the way back to our base without dying. So the team is pretty much ripped, and we really need to hopefully support these guys at range, but this IS-7 is going to die and we're going to lose lights, so this Roomba should really turn around, but whatever. So we are up and clipped, and we really need to get some lights here. There's an IS-7, not going to waste shots on him. Really want to shoot these lower health guys. STB is going to take priority. Now we're lit. There's a 113 over there. He whiffed. Now we're not going to be able to pen him. We're just going to dish as much damage out as we can before dying. Need to try and conserve some HP. Someone bounced me there, wow. Really need to run now. I really want to kill that T-54 because he's going to try and get our arty. But they're closing in on me. It's pretty much GG. So I'm going to run through mid, force a reload, hopefully get away from these guys, and then hopefully I'll be reloaded by the time I get that IS-3. We're going to give up the base because our Jagdpanzer and Lorraine are coming back, but we really just don't want to be cut off by anyone here. Because we're unlit, so for all they know, they still think that I'm on the J line, but we're really going to have to kill this IS-3 and then snipe towards them. Damn, I took a hit there, and that was unnecessary. Need to get around this IS-3 as quickly as I can. I'm gonna die. Ah, they missed! Alright, so I'm trying to concentrate on shooting these guys. Is a 704 over there. Most likely gonna get hit by that Roomba. I'm now clipping. So we definitely dished out a lot of damage this game, as there's the STB. So an okay game. I mean, 4,120 damage. Pretty much just showing how the Batchat is able to relocate and really just run away, being the French tank that it is. So I'll definitely, hopefully, a top team there. I didn't get the frags I wanted. I only got 1 kill, but that pretty much shows how the Batchat, especially if you know, are aware of the map and see that the East had fallen pretty early there, and I was really just able to run the hell away and get all the way back to their base, which is something that really doesn't happen too often. And then dish out the damage that I did. It's really good for win 8 too. As you can see, I did 4,000 damage, a little bit over 3k win 8. I really only had 1 kill. If I had 2 kills, that'd probably be like 4k win 8, 5k win 8. After battle reports, I spotted 6 tanks, so the early spotting run did have effect. We got 4,120 damage as stated, made around 13k credits because we did lose, and then we can check out the team spread. Holy crap. So I carried as much as I could, you know, 4,000 damage, pretty much double the next guy, and then penned 11 out of 14. We did miss 3 shots, so it's okay. So that's it for the first game. We'll have hopefully another, I want to try another on the fly game. Maybe we'll have another replay, but we'll see. Just stay tuned, and hopefully we'll get a win next time. Alright, so I decided to do 1 extra on the fly game. I really want to pull out a win, but as these pubs go, you never know, so A lot of players in queue, almost 200. And what do you know? Another good matchup. Very good map for this tank also. They do have a platoon of tier 9s, which not a lot of skill in this game. Not even including myself, because I'm only an average player. The E75 is pretty good. Leopard 1's good. Hopefully this Leopard comes with me. We could tag team north. I'll type and see if he wants to. Alrighty. Alright, so we're going to go north and pretty much snipe and outspot the enemy. Hopefully this Leo listens to me. Really want him to come north. Alright, Bulldog's going south. Try not to cut him off. This is taking so long to get up the hill. More than usual, but we do have the Leo and a PTA also up here, so see if he's stock. Nope, he's not, so we're going to have adequate support up here. They do have a lot of TDs, they're all going to be south, so we can pretty much push this north hard if we really want to, but I do want to let this 34-2 and Bulldog scout, as well as scout for myself. So I'm going to get to my... Oh, nope, Bulldog took it. I was going to say. I'm going to get to my hacker bush. Best bush on this map is right here. Such a good spotting bush, but Mr. Bulldog took it. So we're going to go ahead and push north. Screw it, YOLO swag 420, blaze it. I will never say that again. T49 and WZ are up here, so we're going to go ahead and aim in on this WZ. Missed him. He's going to keep YOLOing. We're going to hit him for a very high roll of 423. We're going to hit this idiot T54 who's doing the same thing the Wheezy was. Low roll. Alright, I'm going to Chai snipe for 2 more hits on this 62A, hopefully. Nope. Hopefully he peeks up again. There's no RD, so we can pretty much stay out in the open if we want to. Bounce his turret. This 34-2 is going to get pooped on. Really need to support him, but I can't because I don't have any clips. Alright, so we're going to let this guy come around. We're going to scare him when he comes. Yep, he spotted me. Alright, so I'm running. Pull the old peek and shoot here when he comes around. Actually, I'm going to force a reload because they know I'm here and they think I'm reloaded, so I'm just going to sit here like so and wait the 30 seconds out. By the looks of it, they're out pooping that one line, and as well as this Ferdy's coming in. So we got 20 seconds left, and then we can go clip out these guys. I'm going to take some damage in the process, but it's really going to be worth it. T49's aiming in on this Leo. He should probably get the hell out. And he runs. Okay. So you got 10 seconds. We're going to go ahead and engage. This is Bunny guys coming. So here we go. Here comes the push. This is 110. Completely simps me out of the way. Move. Hello, Wheezy. Rip you. Oh, 34 damage. Bulldog's gonna take it. Mine. Mine. Yeah. Alright, 1 shot left. And we're clipping. So very good engagement there. Got 1 frag. 2100 damage already. Their whole team is pretty much still alive. And holy shit, Bulldog. I'm just gonna ram this guy. No! Oh. I didn't do enough damage. Alright, so here we go. Got another 15 seconds. This is actually a pretty fun game here, as we gotta wait for the... Oh, sorry, Leo. Alright, here we go. Flex through mid. Still have a lot of TDs, including almost a half health. T62, a little bit more than half health, so we're gonna engage him. Oh god, charioteer. Hate those things. We can get to this rock, reset our camo, peek out and shoot, and then poop on them. Get that nice RNG. Alright, let's steal this kill. Nope. Gotta build up speed. I hate firing on this tank. Got the kill there. Wow, he was able to reload quickly there. Freaking DPM on the thing is ridiculous. Really don't want to get hit by an Invisitank. I'm not going to reload because I know they probably have another TD or two up here. 7-4 is definitely camping back. Nope. Where the hell is he? So by the looks of it, they're pushing our base, and there's the 7-4 with the massive whiff there. Go ahead and circle him. Oh, he jumped off. Where the hell is he? No. Wow. So fun. Alright, so we have 3.1k damage. Don't know where that... I think he fell this way, so I'm going to go ahead and spot him from up here. Hopefully proxy his ass. There we go. I'm going to put one shot into him. And then we will clip. Gun depression not being fun. So Leo just got ripped, and I am going to be screwed now. Gotta get up this hill. Now I'm going to go ahead, force a reload, hang out for a little bit, let this 110 and waffle, try and kill this 7-4. I'm going to proxy him just so I can get him spotted, and then I'm going to reload for 28 seconds and hopefully clip him out if this 110 doesn't kill him. Waffle will have shots in 3, 2, 1, pow. Pow. There we go, the pow. I will be able to gank the 7-4 in 10 seconds. If this 110 wants to actually shoot him, that'd be great. Okay, apparently the whiff. YOLO. Ow. Wow, low roll. Alright, got him. That was a little bit scary. I honestly thought he was going to reload there. So you can see that we only have 3 APCR rounds left, so we're not even going to have a full clip if we kill these guys. Yeah, he was really close to reloaded. So once again, another very good Batchat gameplay here. This time we're actually going to pull out the win. Hopefully. So here we go, not going to waste the shot, I'm actually going to aim this in, hopefully get a kill. Or a shot in. So we got that, we're going to switch to heat because reasons. Hopefully get away from this IS-7. Oh my god, don't fall in the water! Oh shit, this tank is fast. So he's coming after me. Really need, there's the track. Peek him up, try and bait a shot here from him. I want to save our waffle. Or not. Come on, Proto. There you go. Alright, so good win there. 4.3k damage, 4,500 win 8, 3 kills. Definitely the frags were a lot more evident there. Play. I don't have any good replays, and this was really a very good showing of the Batchat nonetheless, in terms of actual flexing and getting around and spotting and everything. Wow, traveled 3 kilometers, so that just shows you in a nutshell how much this tank runs around and just gets behind enemies and is just so detrimental to the enemy team, regardless of, you know, whether you're shooting APCR or heat. It's really just, either way, it's going to be pretty good. So, like I said, Batchat's a very hard tank to master, but if you can get the hang of it, and definitely from the Lorraine, it's not that much of a switch. It's just you have to be a bit more aggressive than the Lorraine. In my opinion, obviously goes to show how that is. But like I said, very good game in the Batchat. We can check our actual damage spreads. I made almost 30k credits there, but we did use a lot of ammo. 13 pens out of 18 shots fired, so a bit bad. Either shots by me or RNG. I would like to blame it on RNG, but I did miss a few shots early. But that's it for this gameplay. We'll have some closing statements next, and then we'll get on with it. Alright, so to conclude this review, I definitely am very fond of this Batchat tank, especially from those gameplays you guys saw. It's a very good flex tank, good sniper, very good camo, and with a crew, that's just one of the most overpowered things you can have in the game is good camo. APCR rounds, definitely a thumbs up as compared to the Lorraine with the AP. Heat rounds, pretty much thumbs in the middle. I still don't know what to think about those. But HE is never viable in autoloaders, unless you're like a Waffle 150 HE troll platoon, but that's a whole different story. So, like I said, great tank. Gonna give this tank a 9 out of 10. Still debating whether I like it more than my STB, but we'll see as the time goes on. Only time will tell. But obviously, that's it for me, guys. I definitely suggest you guys try and get this Batchat, one of the better tier 10 medium tanks in the game, especially for Clan Wars. But it is hard to master. So if you guys can, grind it out and tell me what you think about it. Hopefully this review helped out. That'd be great. Like I said, definitely keeping those replays of the week up to date as much as I can. And send me in your replays. Hopefully we'll see one from a Batchat. But that's it for me, guys. Hopefully you liked this video and it helped give you a sense of what you could look for in the Batchat. And this concludes our video series on the medium tank tech tree from France. So, yep, comment, rate, subscribe. Happy tanking. Good luck on the battlefield.